One phone call. That's all it takes. One call and you disappear. Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court like poison. Everyone freezes. The judge, the bailiff, the people in the gallery. Even the court reporter stops typing. The young man who said them stands in the middle of the courtroom. His name is Diego Reyes. He's 23 years old. He wears a black Dolce & Gabbana suit. A diamond-studded Patek Philippe watch gleams on his wrist. It costs $280,000. His shoes are custom Italian leather. Red bottoms. Louboutin. His hair is slicked back with expensive gel. 3 gold chains hang around his neck, each one thicker than the last. But it's his eyes that tell the real story. They're cold, empty, like he's never been told no in his entire life. Judge Frank Caprio sits at the bench. He's 78 years old. He's been a judge for over 30 years. He's seen thousands of cases. Rich people, poor people, angry people, scared people. But this is different. The courtroom is packed. Every seat is filled. People stand along the back wall. They came here for different reasons. Some have traffic tickets. Some have parking violations. One woman is here because her meter expired while she was donating blood. One man is here because he couldn't afford to fix his brake light. And then there's Maria Vasquez. She sits in the front row. Her hands are folded in her lap. They're shaking. She's 54 years old. She works as a night shift nurse at Rhode Island Hospital. She's been a nurse for 28 years. She wears scrubs under a thin jacket. The jacket has a small tear in the sleeve. She sewed it herself. She can't afford a new one. Maria is here because of Diego Reyes. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, rich or poor, powerful or powerless, you'll want to see what happens next. The bailiff's voice cuts through the silence. Case number 2025, TR 98341. The State versus Diego Alejandro Reyes. Judge Caprio looks down at the file. He reads for a moment. His face doesn't change, but something shifts in his eyes. Mr. Reyes, the judge says. His voice is calm. Professional. Please approach the bench. Diego walks forward. He doesn't hurry. Each step is slow, deliberate, like he's walking into a club, not a courtroom. His lawyer follows him. The lawyer's name is Preston Whitmore. He's wearing a $5,000 suit. He carries a leather briefcase that costs more than Maria makes in 2 months. Preston looks nervous. His eyes dart around the room. Mr. Reyes, Judge Caprio says, you're here today regarding an incident that occurred on March 15th at the intersection of Broad Street and Stewart Street. Do you understand why you're here? Diego shrugs. One shoulder lifts and falls. Not really, man. This whole thing is a waste of time. A woman in the third row gasps. An elderly man leans forward. Whispers spread through the gallery like a wave. Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change. I see. Well, let me explain. You're charged with reckless driving, vehicular assault, leaving the scene of an accident, and attempted intimidation of a witness. Do you understand these charges? Diego pulls out his phone. The screen lights up his face. Yeah, whatever. Can we just do the fine, or whatever? I have a flight to Cancun at 3. The bailiff steps forward. His name is Officer Marcus Chun. He's worked in this courtroom for 15 years. He's never seen anything like this. Sir, Officer Chun says, you need to put your phone away. Diego doesn't even look at him. His thumb scrolls. 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 Judge Caprio leans forward. Mr. Reyes, I'm going to ask you one time to put your phone away and give this court your full attention. Diego sighs. It's long and loud, like a teenager being asked to clean his room. He slides the phone into his pocket, but his hand stays there, touching it, making sure it's close. Thank you, Judge Caprio says. Now, I'd like to hear from the victim. Ms. Vasquez, would you please approach? Maria stands. Her legs wobble. She grips the railing to steady herself. She walks to the front. Each step takes effort. She stands across from Diego. He doesn't look at her. He looks past her, through her, like she's invisible. Ms. Vasquez, Judge Caprio says. His voice is gentle now, soft. Can you tell the court what happened on March 15th? Maria's voice is barely a whisper. I was walking home from work. It was 7:30 in the morning. I just finished a 12-hour shift. I was in the crosswalk. The light said walk. I was halfway across when... Her voice breaks. She takes a breath. Tries again. When his car came out of nowhere. A red Ferrari. It was going so fast. I heard the engine. I turned. I saw it coming. I tried to run, but... She touches her left leg. Even now, 2 months later, she limps. He hit me. I flew into the air. I landed on the street. My head hit the pavement. Everything went black for a minute. When I woke up, people were standing over me. Someone was calling 911. I looked for the car. It was gone. He just left me there. Tears roll down her face. She doesn't wipe them away. Diego yawns. He actually yawns. His mouth opens wide. He doesn't even cover it. The gallery erupts. People shout. A man in the back stands up. His fists are clenched. Officer Chen moves toward him. Holds up a hand. The man sits. But his anger stays. You can see it in his eyes. Judge Caprio hits the gavel once. Twice. 3 times. Order. Order in this court. The noise dies down. But the anger doesn't. It hangs in the air like smoke. Mr. Reyes, Judge Caprio says. This woman was seriously injured. She spent 3 days in the hospital. She has a fractured leg. A concussion. Thousands of dollars in medical bills. And you left the scene. Why? Diego shrugs again. I didn't even know I hit anything. Maybe she jumped in front of my car. People do that for insurance money, you know? Maria's mouth opens. No sound comes out. She looks like she's been slapped. Preston, the lawyer, grabs Diego's arm. Don't say another word, he hisses. But Diego shakes him off. Nah, this is stupid. Look at her. He waves his hand at Maria like she's trash on the sidewalk. She probably makes, what, 50 grand a year? My car costs more than she'll make in her entire life. Why would I risk my car for her? The courtroom explodes. Everyone talks at once. Judge Caprio hits the gavel hard. The sound echoes like a gunshot. Mr. Reyes. The judge's voice cuts through the noise. It's not loud, but it's hard. Like steel. You will show respect in my courtroom. Do you understand? Diego rolls his eyes. Yeah. Respect. Got it. Judge Caprio writes something on his notepad. His pen moves fast. Angry. Ms. Vasquez, the judge says. Please tell the court about your injuries and your recovery. Maria wipes her eyes. The doctor said I was lucky. My helmet saved my life. Wait, no. I'm sorry. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I wasn't on a bike. I was walking. I'm confused. I still get confused sometimes. Since the concussion. She touches her forehead. I couldn't work for 6 weeks. I used all my sick time. All my vacation time. I still have to go to physical therapy twice a week. Each session costs $80. My insurance only covers half. I'm a single mother. I have 2 kids. Sophia is 16. Miguel is 13. They had to get jobs to help pay the bills while I recovered. My 16-year-old daughter works at McDonald's after school. My son delivers newspapers at 5 in the morning. Her voice gets stronger. Anger pushes through the pain. My kids work because she points at Diego, was going 70 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Because he was late for brunch. That's what the police report says. He was late for brunch. Diego snorts. It was a very important brunch. The courtroom goes insane. People shout. Someone throws a water bottle. It misses Diego by 3 feet. Officer Chun and 2 other officers move through the gallery. They're trying to calm people down. But it's like trying to stop a flood with your hands. Judge Caprio stands. Enough. His voice booms. The room goes quiet. Everyone will calm down, or I will clear this courtroom. Do you understand? People sit, but they're on the edge of their seats, ready to explode again. The judge sits. He looks at Diego for a long time. 10 seconds. 20. 30. Diego shifts his weight. For the first time, he looks uncomfortable. Mr. Reyes, Judge Caprio says, I'm going to give you one more chance to take this seriously. Do you have anything to say to Ms. Vasquez? Diego looks at Maria. Really looks at her for the first time. She looks back. Her eyes are red from crying. Her face is tired. She looks older than 54. Life has been hard on her. Look, Diego says. I'm sorry you got hurt or whatever. But accidents happen, right? That's why they're called accidents. I'll pay your medical bills. How much? Like 5 grand? 10. Just tell me the number and I'll write a check right now. Can we be done? He pulls out a checkbook. Actual physical checks. Leather bound. Gold embossed. He clicks a pen. A Mont Blanc. It costs $800. Maria's face goes pale. Then red. You think you can just pay me? You think money fixes everything? I mean, yeah. Diego looks genuinely confused. Money fixes everything. That's how the world works. Preston tries again. Diego, please. Stop talking. Why? It's true. Money solves problems. I have money. She has a problem. I solve it. Everyone's happy. This is basic economics. Judge Caprio closes his eyes, takes a breath, opens them. Mr. Reyes, put the checkbook away. This is a criminal matter, not a civil one. You can't write a check and make this disappear. Diego's face changes. His smirk fades. What do you mean? I mean you're facing serious charges. Criminal charges. You hit a pedestrian with your vehicle. You fled the scene. You didn't call for help. You left an injured woman on the street like garbage. That's not something you can pay your way out of. Okay, but Diego looks at Preston. Tell him who my father is. Preston shakes his head. Diego, don't. My father is Vicente Reyes. Maybe you've heard of him. He owns half the real estate in Providence. He owns the shopping centers, the apartment buildings, the restaurants. He donates to every politician in this state. He personally knows the governor. He plays golf with the police commissioner. Judge Caprio's face is stone. I'm aware of who your father is. Then you know this is all going to go away. My dad's already made calls. He's talked to people, important people. By tomorrow, this case will be dismissed. So why are we even here? The judge writes on his notepad again. Is that so? Yeah, that's so. Diego's confidence is back. Full force. No offense, Judge, but you're small time. You handle parking tickets and traffic stuff. My father operates on a different level. A level you can't even imagine. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Interesting. Bailiff, can you bring me the phone log from the clerk's office? Officer Chen walks to the side door. He returns with a stack of papers. Hands them to the judge. Judge Caprio flips through them. His finger traces down the page. Let's see, the judge says. On March 16th, one day after the accident, the clerk's office received a call from City Councilman Robert Morrison. He wanted to know about this case. On March 17th, a call from attorney David Berkowitz representing the Reyes family. On March 18th, a call from State Senator Patricia Allen. On March 20th, another call from Councilman Morrison. On March 22nd, a call from someone claiming to be from the governor's office. Though we couldn't verify that. He looks up, looks right at Diego. 5 phone calls in 1 week. All regarding your case. All trying to find out information. All trying to apply pressure. Did you know about these calls, Mr. Reyes? Diego's smirk gets bigger. See? That's what I'm talking about. That's power. Real power. You can't fight that. I'm not fighting anything, Judge Caprio says. I'm following the law. Something you clearly think doesn't apply to you. Laws are for regular people. I'm not regular people. The words hang there. No one breathes. Did he really just say that? Preston's face goes white. He grabs Diego's arm hard. We need to talk. Outside. Now. Diego shakes him off. Get off me. I'm making a point. Your Honor, Preston says. His voice is desperate. Can we have a 5-minute recess? Please? I need to speak with my client. Judge Caprio leans back. Studies them. No. I think we're past that point. Mr. Reyes seems very eager to share his thoughts. Let's continue. But. Sit down, counselor. Preston sits. He looks like he wants to throw up. Mr. Reyes, Judge Caprio says. Let's talk about the evidence. Officer Bradley, please approach. A police officer stands from the front row. He's in full uniform. Badge shining. He walks to the witness stand. He's sworn in. He sits. Officer Bradley, Judge Caprio says. You were the responding officer to this incident. Yes, Your Honor. I arrived at the scene at 7:34 a.m. on March 15th. Ms. Vasquez was on the ground. She was conscious but disoriented. Witnesses said a red sports car had hit her and fled. I immediately called for an ambulance and put out a bolo for the vehicle. A BOLO. Be on the lookout. A notice to all officers to watch for the vehicle. And did you find it? Yes, sir. 2 hours later. The vehicle was found at Mr. Reyes's residence, a mansion on Blackstone Boulevard. The car was in the garage. The front bumper had damage consistent with hitting a pedestrian. There were fibers on the bumper that matched Ms. Vasquez's jacket. Officer Bradley pulls out a folder. Opens it. We also found this. He holds up a photo. It's a phone screenshot. A text message. What is that? Judge Caprio asks. A text message sent from Mr. Reyes's phone to his father at 7:32 a.m. 2 minutes after the accident. It says, and I quote, "Dad, I messed up. Hit something. Maybe a person. What do I do?" The courtroom gasps. Everyone leans forward to see. The judge takes the photo, studies it, and the response. Judge Caprio asks. His father wrote back, "Come home now. Don't talk to anyone. I'll handle it." Diego's face changes. The smirk disappears. "Wait, how did you get that? That's private." "You gave us your phone at the scene," Officer Bradley says. "Actually, you didn't give it. We obtained it with a warrant, along with your car, and the security footage from the intersection." Security footage. Diego's voice is higher now. Tighter. "Yes. The traffic camera at that intersection. It captured everything. Would you like to see it, Your Honor?" Judge Caprio nods. "Please." A screen descends from the ceiling. The lights dim. A video plays. It's grainy but clear enough. The timestamp says 7:30 and 17 seconds a.m. The video shows the intersection. Broad Street and Stewart Street. Cars wait at the red light. Pedestrians walk in the crosswalk. Maria is visible. Her nurse's scrubs are light blue. She carries a bag. She walks slowly, tired after a long shift. Then, from the left side of the screen, a red Ferrari screams into view. It's going impossibly fast. It runs the red light. Doesn't even slow down. The brake lights never flash. The car hits Maria. Her body lifts into the air. She spins. Falls. Hits the pavement hard. Her bag explodes. Contents scatter everywhere. The Ferrari doesn't stop. Doesn't even slow down. It vanishes off screen in 2 seconds. The video freezes on Maria's body on the ground. The courtroom is silent. Completely silent. Some people are crying. Maria sobs. Her whole body shakes. Judge Caprio's jaw is tight. His hands grip the bench. "Officer Bradley," the judge says quietly, "what was Mr. Reyes's speed at the time of impact?" Our accident reconstruction team analyzed the footage. Based on the distance traveled and time elapsed, they calculated his speed at 72 miles per hour in a posted 30-mile-per-hour zone. 72 miles per hour. Yes, sir. And he never touched his brakes. Not before impact. Not after. He just kept going. The judge looks at Diego. Diego won't meet his eyes. He's staring at the floor. His face is red. His hands are in his pockets. "Mr. Reyes, have you seen this video before?" "No." "Look at it now. Look at what you did." Diego glances at the screen. Looks away fast. "It was an accident." An accident requires a lack of intent. You chose to speed. You chose to run a red light. You chose to leave the scene. Those are choices, not accidents. "I panic, okay? I didn't know what to do." You knew what to do. You texted your father for help. But you didn't call 911. You didn't stop. You didn't check if she was alive. You saved yourself and left her to die. But she didn't die. The words come out before Diego can stop them. The gallery explodes again. People scream. Officer Chun and 3 other officers form line. They're protecting Diego from a crowd. People are standing, shouting. One man tries to push past the officers. They hold him back. Judge Caprio hits the gavel over and over. "Order. I will clear this room." It takes 2 full minutes for everyone to calm down. People sit, but their faces are furious. Some are crying. Everyone is angry. "Mr. Reyes," Judge Caprio says. His voice is cold now. "Hard. Did you really just say that?" Diego realizes his mistake. I just meant she's okay now, right?" "She's fine." "Fine." Maria's voice cuts through. "Fine? I can't work full shifts anymore. I'm in pain every day. I wake up at night having nightmares about your car coming at me. My children had to drop their sports teams because we can't afford them anymore. We lost our apartment. We had to move in with my sister. 4 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. You call that fine?" Diego says nothing. He's shrinking, getting smaller. The confidence is leaking out of him. Judge Caprio pulls out another paper. "I also have something interesting here. A call log from your phone. On March 15th, the day of the accident, you made 17 phone calls. Want to guess who they were to?" Diego doesn't answer. "Your father." your lawyer, your family's private investigator, a body shop owner. And this is interesting, a woman who claims she was in the car with you at the time of the accident. Though she since recanted her statement and admitted your father paid her $10,000 to lie. That's witness tampering, Mr. Reyes. Another crime. I didn't know about that. Really? Because the check came from your personal account. Preston stands. Your Honor, I'd like to request. Sit down, counselor. We're not done. Preston sits. His head hangs. He knows this is over. Judge Caprio continues. Let me make sure I understand your position, Mr. Reyes. You think because your father is wealthy and connected, you're above the law. You think justice is something you can buy. You think this court and me and Ms. Vasquez don't matter. Is that correct? Diego lifts his chin. Some of the arrogance comes back. I think money talks. And I think you know how the world really works. Rich people win. Poor people lose. That's always how it's been. That's how it'll always be. So you're admitting you think you're above the law. I'm saying the law is flexible for people like me. People like you. Yeah, important people. People who matter. Not like, he waves at Maria again. People like her. The courtroom is frozen. Everyone stares at Diego. They can't believe what they're hearing. This isn't real. This can't be real. No one is this arrogant, this cruel, this stupid. But he is. And he keeps going. Look, Judge. I'm going to be honest with you. Man to man. You're what, 80 years old? You're probably retiring soon. You have a nice pension, right? Maybe $60,000 a year? That's nice. That's comfortable. But it's not real money. I make that in a week. In a good week, I make it in a day. My watch, he holds up his wrist. The Patek Philippe catches the light. Costs more than you'll make in 5 years. So let's not pretend we're the same. We're not. You're working class. You've always been working class. You don't understand my world. You can't. Preston has his head in his hands. He's given up. Judge Caprio is perfectly still. His face shows nothing. But his eyes are burning. Keep going, the judge says softly. What? Keep talking. I want everyone in this room to hear exactly who you are. Diego shrugs. Fine. You want the truth. Here's the truth. That woman, he points at Maria, doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, she's nobody. She's a nurse. There are thousands of nurses. She's replaceable. But me? I'm Diego Reyes. My family built this city. We employ thousands of people. We pay millions in taxes. We matter. So yeah, maybe I hit her. Maybe I shouldn't have left. But in the big picture, who cares? She'll heal. She'll go back to her little life. And I'll go back to mine. That's just how it is. He crosses his arms. Satisfied. Like he's won the argument. The silence that follows is different. It's not shock anymore. It's something deeper. Darker. It's the sound of 50 people imagining very violent things. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Are you finished? Yeah. I'm finished. Good. Because I want to make sure you said everything you wanted to say. I want to make sure, when you look back on this moment, you know you had every chance to show remorse. To show humanity. To show you understand the severity of what you did. Do you have anything else to add? Diego thinks. Just one thing. Yes. He looks directly at the judge. His face is hard. Cold. One phone call. That's all it takes. One call and you disappear. My father has friends everywhere. Powerful friends. Friends you don't want to meet. So maybe you should think carefully about what happens next. Because I walk out of here today. I always do. But you might not be so lucky. The last word echoes. Lucky, lucky, lucky. 10 seconds of absolute silence. No one moves. No one breathes. The threat hangs in the air like a knife. Then Judge Frank Caprio smiles. It's not a happy smile. It's the smile of a man who's been waiting his entire career for this moment. Thank you, Mr. Reyes, he says. Thank you for showing everyone exactly who you are. Thank you for threatening me in open court. Thank you for making this very easy. He picks up his gavel. Holds it. Before I continue, I want to address that threat. Mr. Reyes, I've been a judge for 30 years. In that time, I've been threatened dozens of times. By criminals. By gangs. By corrupt officials. By people much scarier than your father. I'm still here. They're not. Do you know why? Diego doesn't answer. Because the law doesn't care how much money you have. It doesn't care who your father knows. It doesn't care about your watch or your car or your threats. The law is the law. And in my courtroom, everyone is equal. He stands. Everyone in the courtroom stands with him. It's automatic. Respectful. Diego Alejandro Reyes, I've heard enough. I've seen the evidence. I've listened to your words. And I've made my decision. But before I announce your sentence, I want to talk to you. Really talk to you. Because I don't think anyone in your life has ever been honest with you. He comes down from the bench, walks around it, stands 10 feet from Diego. They're on the same level now. Eye to eye. Diego, look at me. Diego looks up. For the first time, there's fear in his eyes. Do you know what your real problem is? It's not that you're rich. Being rich isn't a crime. It's not even that you're spoiled. Lots of people are spoiled. Your real problem is that you've never faced a real consequence in your entire life. You've never been told no. You've never had to work for anything. You've never had to struggle. You've never had to worry about where your next meal comes from, or how you'll pay rent, or whether your kids will have new shoes. He takes a step closer. Let me tell you about Maria Vasquez. Since you clearly don't know. Maria came to this country when she was 19 years old. She came legally. She worked 3 jobs to put herself through nursing school. 3 jobs, Diego. She worked at a diner from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. She cleaned offices from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. She studied from 8 p.m. to midnight. She did this for 4 years. She graduated top of her class. She became a nurse because she wanted to help people. Not for money. Not for power. To help people. Maria is crying. Silent tears stream down her face. She's worked at Rhode Island Hospital for 28 years. 28 years of night shifts. 28 years of holding people's hands when they're scared. 28 years of saving lives. Including, I'd bet, the lives of rich people like you. People who come into the ER after crashing their expensive cars. People who overdose on expensive drugs. People who never say thank you because they don't think they need to. Judge Caprio's voice gets stronger. Harder. Maria raised 2 kids by herself. Her husband died of cancer 10 years ago. He had no life insurance. She paid for his funeral with a credit card. She's still paying off that debt. She works holidays. She works overtime. She misses her kids' birthdays and school plays and graduations because she has to work. Because that's what responsible people do. They work. They sacrifice. They put others first. He points at Diego. You've never sacrificed anything in your life. You've never gone without. You've never wondered if you'll have enough. Your biggest worry is whether your brunch reservation is still available. Hers is whether she can keep the lights on. Diego's face is red. His hands are shaking. I didn't ask for a lecture. Too bad. You're getting one. Because I'm not just a judge, Diego. I'm a teacher. And you need to learn. You need to understand something very important. Are you listening? Diego nods. Barely. Money doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you more important. It doesn't make you more valuable as a human being. All money does is give you more options, more comfort, more security. But it doesn't make you a better person. Character makes you a better person. Integrity makes you a better person. Compassion makes you a better person. And Diego, you have none of those things. The courtroom is silent. Everyone is hanging on every word. You asked earlier why we're even here. You said your father would make this go away. Let me tell you why that's not going to happen. Because your father isn't in this courtroom. You are. Your father didn't hit Maria with his car. You did. Your father didn't flee the scene. You did. Your father didn't threaten a judge. You did. This is on you, Diego. Only you. Judge Caprio walks back to the bench. Sits. Picks up his gavel. I've seen a lot of defendants in my time. Most of them show remorse. Even the guilty ones. Even the ones who are lying. They at least pretend to care. They at least pretend to understand they did something wrong. But you've shown nothing but contempt. Contempt for this court. Contempt for the law. Contempt for Ms. Vasquez. Contempt for basic human decency. He opens his sentencing folder. So here's what's going to happen. And I want you to listen very carefully. Because your life is about to change. Diego's lawyer stands. Your Honor, if I may. You may not. Sit down. Preston sits. Diego Alejandro Reyes, I find you guilty on all charges. Reckless driving, vehicular assault, leaving the scene of an accident, witness tampering, intimidation of a witness. And now, thanks to your threat in this courtroom, contempt of court and intimidation of a judicial officer. He reads from the paper. Here is your sentence. The courtroom leans forward. Everyone wants to hear this. First, you are fined $47,500. That breaks down as follows: $5,000 for reckless driving, $15,000 for vehicular assault, $10,000 for leaving the scene, $7,500 for witness tampering, $5,000 for intimidation of a witness, and $5,000 for contempt of court. That money will go directly to Ms. Vasquez to cover her medical bills and lost wages. Diego barely reacts. $47,500 is nothing to him. He probably spends that on a weekend trip. Second, your license is suspended for 1 year. Not 30 days. Not 90 days. 1 full year. You will not drive. You will not get behind the wheel of any vehicle. If you do, you will be arrested immediately and face additional charges. Now Diego looks worried. No driving for a year? How will he get around? Third, you will complete 250 hours of community service. But not just any community service. You're going to do something very specific. The judge pauses. Lets the tension build. You're going to work as a crosswalk guard at Washington Elementary School. Every morning and every afternoon. Monday through Friday. You'll stand at the corner of Broad Street and Stewart Street. The exact place where you hit Ms. Vasquez. You'll wear a bright orange safety vest. You'll hold a stop sign. And you'll help children cross the streets safely. Diego's mouth falls open. What? No. No way. That's humiliating. That's the point. You're going to learn what it means to protect people, to keep them safe, to value their lives more than your own convenience. You're going to stand there in the rain and the cold and the heat. You're going to smile at children. You're going to wave at parents. You're going to do this for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, until your 250 hours are complete. That's about 10 weeks, Diego. 10 weeks of real work. This is insane. I have a job. I have responsibilities. Then you'll have to adjust your schedule, because this is non-negotiable. You'll report to the school principal, Mrs. Eleanor Grant, every morning at 7:15 a.m. sharp. She'll supervise your service. She'll sign your weekly timesheets. If you're late, those hours don't count. If you miss a day, you start over. If you show up with your phone, it'll be confiscated. You'll be present. You'll be professional. You'll be respectful. Judge Caprio flips to the next page. But we're not done yet. Diego looks like he might be sick. His face is pale. Sweat beads on his forehead. Fourth, you will write a personal apology to Ms. Vasquez. Not typed. Not dictated to a lawyer. Handwritten. 3 pages minimum. You'll write about what you did. Why it was wrong. How you'll change. You'll read it aloud to her in this courtroom in 30 days. She doesn't have to accept your apology. That's her choice. But you will give it. Fifth, you will create a public service announcement about the dangers of reckless driving. A 2-minute video. You'll talk about your crime. You'll show your face. You'll take responsibility. This video will be shown in every high school in Providence. It'll be posted on the city's website. It'll be on YouTube. Forever. You don't get to hide from this. Diego's hands grip the table. His knuckles are white. You're destroying my reputation. You destroyed your own reputation the moment you hit that woman and drove away. I'm just making sure everyone knows who you really are. Sixth, you will attend victim impact panels every month for the next year. You'll sit in a room with victims of car accidents. You'll listen to their stories. You'll hear about their pain, their losses, their struggles. You don't get to speak. You just listen and learn. Seventh, you're prohibited from posting anything on social media about this case or Ms. Vasquez. No tweets. No Instagram posts. No TikToks mocking your sentence. If you do, you'll be charged with harassment and your probation will be extended. Judge Caprio sets down the paper. Looks at Diego. But we're still not done. Because of your threat. Your direct threat to me in this courtroom. You said 1 phone call and I disappear. Remember that. Diego won't meet his eyes. Because of that, I'm adding a final element to your sentence. You are hereby remanded into custody for 30 days for contempt of court. The courtroom explodes. People cheer. Some applaud. Others cry with relief. Maria sobs into her hands. Diego's face goes white. Then red. What? You can't, I didn't, this is illegal. It's completely legal. You threatened a sitting judge in open court. That's a serious crime. Bailiff, take Mr. Reyes into custody. Officer Chen steps forward. He's holding handcuffs. They gleam silver under the lights. Diego backs away. No, no, this isn't happening. Dad, Dad. He's screaming now, looking around the courtroom like his father will materialize. Preston stands but doesn't move. He can't help. No one can help. Put your hands behind your back, Officer Chen says calmly. I'm not going to jail. Do you know who I am? I'm Diego Reyes. My father will. Your father isn't here. Hands behind your back. Now. Diego tries to run. He actually tries to run. But Officer Chen is faster. He grabs Diego's arm, spins him around, pulls his arms back. The handcuffs click into place. One wrist, then the other. The sound echoes through the courtroom. No, no, this is wrong. This is illegal. I'll sue you. I'll sue everyone. My father will. Your father can't help you now, Judge Caprio says quietly. You made your choices. Now you face the consequences. Diego is crying. Real tears. His face is wet. His nose is running. All his arrogance is gone. He's just a scared 23-year-old who finally realized the world doesn't revolve around him. Please, he whispers. Please don't do this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You should have thought about that before you hit that woman. Before you left her bleeding on the street. Before you threatened me. Sorry doesn't cut it anymore, Diego. Officer Chen leads Diego toward the side door. Diego's legs barely work. He stumbles. The officer holds him up. Keeps walking. As they reach the door, Diego turns back. Looks at Maria. I'm sorry, he says again. His voice cracks. I'm so sorry. Maria stands. Walks toward him. Everyone watches. What will she do? She stops 3 feet away. Looks him in the eyes. You could have killed me. You could have left my children without a mother. You didn't care. You still don't care. You're only sorry because you got caught. Diego opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. But I'm not like you, Maria says. I don't want revenge. I don't want you to suffer. I want you to learn. I want you to become a better person. So I'm going to pray for you. Every night. I'm going to pray that God changes your heart. That you learn to see people. Really see them. Not as obstacles or inconveniences. As human beings. She reaches out. Touches his shoulder. I forgive you, Diego. Not because you deserve it. But because I do. I'm not going to carry this anger. I'm giving it to God. But you have to do the work. You have to change. That's on you. She steps back. Diego stares at her. Tears pour down his face. He can't speak. Can't move. Officer Chen pulls him gently. They walk through the door. It closes behind them. He's gone. The courtroom erupts. People stand. Applaud. Cheer. Some cry. Some hug. Maria stands in the middle of it all. Calm. At peace. Like a weight has been lifted off her shoulders. Judge Caprio hits the gavel. Order. Please. Order. Everyone sits. But they're smiling. Some are laughing. The mood has completely changed. What started as anger and frustration has become joy. Justice. Hope. Ms. Vasquez, Judge Caprio says. I want you to know that I've also ordered Mr. Reyes to pay for all your future medical expenses related to this injury. Physical therapy, medications, doctor visits. Everything. He'll pay. Not his father. Him. From his own money. You'll never see another bill. Maria's hand covers her mouth. Thank you, she whispers. Thank you so much. You don't need to thank me. This is what justice looks like. It's not perfect. It doesn't erase what happened. But it's fair. And fair is all I can promise. He looks at the gallery. At the faces watching him. Let me say something to everyone here. This case is unusual. Most defendants aren't like Mr. Reyes. Most people who come through here made a mistake. They're good people who messed up. They show remorse. They take responsibility. They deserve second chances. He pauses. Looks at his notes. But every once in a while, someone like Diego Reyes walks in. Someone who thinks they're above the law. Someone who thinks their money makes them special. Someone who needs to learn a hard lesson. This was one of those cases. I want to be clear. This isn't about rich versus poor. This is about right versus wrong. I've let plenty of wealthy defendants go with warnings because they showed genuine remorse. And I've been tough on poor defendants who showed no respect. Money doesn't matter in my courtroom. Character matters. Choices matter. Actions matter. He stands. Everyone stands with him. Court is adjourned. Thank you all for your patience today. The gavel hits one final time. The sound rings out. Clear. Strong. Final. 8 weeks pass. It's a Tuesday morning in May. The sun is bright. The air is warm. Providence is beautiful in spring. Trees bloom. Flowers line the sidewalks. Children walk to school with backpacks bouncing on their shoulders. At the corner of Broad Street and Stewart Street, Diego Reyes stands in an orange safety vest. The words "Crosswalk Guard" are printed across the back in big black letters. He holds a stop sign. His hair isn't slicked back anymore. It's messy. Wind blown. He wears jeans and a plain t-shirt. Sneakers. No jewelry. No watch. His phone is locked in a box at the school office. He's not allowed to have it during his shift. He's been doing this for 8 weeks now. Every morning. Every afternoon. 7:15 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. Then 2:45 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. Rain or shine. Hot or cold. No excuses. The first week was horrible. He hated it. Kids laughed at him. Parents recognized him from the news. Some took pictures. Posted them online. Made jokes. Called him names. He wanted to quit. To run. To have his father make it stop. But he couldn't. Judge Caprio had been clear. Complete the service or go back to jail. So he stayed. He suffered. He endured. The second week was a little better. He started to learn the kids' names. Emma. Jacob. Sophia. Miguel. Little humans with big backpacks and bright smiles. They waved at him. Said good morning. Asked him questions. Why are you here? What did you do? Are you in trouble? He told them the truth. I drove too fast. I hurt someone. I'm learning to be better. By the 4th week, something changed. He started to care. Really care. He watched for cars running lights. He walked slower kids across personally, holding their hands. He learned which kids had trouble at home. Which ones needed extra kindness. Which ones just needed someone to notice them. Now, in week 8, he stands different. His shoulders aren't slumped. His eyes aren't dead. He smiles when kids arrive. Calls them by name. Makes jokes. Asks about their weekends. He's become part of the school. Part of the community. Mr. Diego. A small girl runs up. She's maybe 7. Pigtails bouncing. Look, I lost my tooth. She grins wide. Shows the gap in her front teeth. Diego grins back. That's amazing, Sophie. Did the tooth fairy come? Yes. I got $5. Wow, that's a lot. What are you going to buy? Books. I love books. She runs off. Diego watches her go. Smiles. A real smile. Not the smirk from before. Something genuine. Mrs. Grant, the school principal, walks over. She's in her 50s. Gray hair. Kind eyes. Tough but fair. Good morning, Diego. Morning, Mrs. Grant. How are you feeling today? Good. Really good, actually. She studies him. You know, when Judge Caprio first told me about you, I was angry. I didn't want you here. I thought you'd be a disaster. A spoiled rich kid who'd complain the whole time. Diego winces. I was at first. Yes, you were. But you're not anymore. You've changed. I see it. The kids see it. You're actually good at this. Thank you. That means a lot. I've been thinking. Your 250 hours will be done in 2 weeks. But we're going to need a new crosswalk guard for next school year. The position pays $15 an hour. Would you be interested? Diego laughs. Actually laughs. You're offering me a job. I'm offering you a purpose. Money isn't everything, Diego. I think you're starting to understand that. He watches the kids playing on the playground. Running. Laughing. Living. I am. I really am. Think about it. Let me know. She walks back to the school. Diego stands at his post. A car approaches. He holds up his stop sign. The car stops. 3 kids cross. They wave. He waves back. He thinks about the offer. $15 an hour. He used to spend more than that on a single drink at the club. But now it sounds good. Honest. Real. Maybe he'll take it. Maybe he won't. But the fact that he's considering it, that's growth. 2 weeks later, Diego is back in court. Same courtroom. Same judge. But everything feels different. He wears the same jeans and t-shirt from his crosswalk duty. He could have dressed up. Worn a suit. Tried to impress. But he didn't. He dressed like himself. His new self. He carries a folder. Inside are his completed service hour logs. Every single one signed by Mrs. Grant. 250 hours. 10 weeks. Not a single absence. Not a single late arrival. Also in the folder, 3 handwritten pages. His apology to Maria. The courtroom isn't as packed today. Just a few people. Court staff. Maria and her 2 kids. Mrs. Grant. And Diego's father. Vicente Reyes sits in the back row. He looks older than Diego remembers. Tired. He hasn't visited Diego in jail. Hasn't called much. Their relationship is strained. Maybe broken. Diego doesn't know how to fix it. Doesn't know if he should try. Judge Caprio enters. Everyone stands. He sits. They sit. We're here for the review hearing of Diego Alejandro Reyes. Mr. Reyes, please approach. Diego walks forward. No swagger. No attitude. Just a young man facing his judge. Mr. Reyes, I've received your service hour logs. All 250 hours completed. On time. With excellent supervisor reports. Mrs. Grant, would you like to say anything? Mrs. Grant stands. Your Honor, when Diego first started, I was skeptical. But he proved me wrong. He worked hard. He was punctual. He was kind to the children. He became a valued member of our school community. In fact, I've offered him a permanent position, which he's accepted. Judge Caprio's eyebrows rise. Is that true, Mr. Reyes? Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to continue as the crosswalk guard. Mrs. Grant is also letting me start a driver safety program at the school. Teaching kids about traffic safety. How to cross streets safely. Why speed limits matter. I want to make sure what happened to Ms. Vasquez never happens to them. The judge nods slowly. Impressed. That's good. Very good. And what about the other requirements? The apology. Diego takes out the 3 pages. His hands shake slightly. I wrote it. Would you like me to read it now? Yes. But not to me. To Ms. Vasquez. Diego turns. Faces Maria. She sits with her daughter on one side, her son on the other. They're all watching him. Waiting. He takes a breath. Opens the letter. Reads. Dear Ms. Vasquez, I don't know where to start. How do you apologize for something so terrible? How do you put into words how sorry you are for nearly killing someone? His voice cracks. He clears his throat. Continues. When I hit you with my car, I wasn't thinking about you. I wasn't thinking about anyone. I was late for brunch. Brunch. Something so stupid and meaningless. And I nearly ended your life for it. I saw the video of the accident in court. I've watched it 100 times since. Every time, I see you flying through the air. Landing hard. Lying still. And every time, I feel sick. Physically sick. Because that's what I did. I did that to you. Maria's face is neutral. Not angry. Not forgiving. Just listening. But the worst part wasn't the accident. It was what I did after. I left you there. I didn't stop. I didn't call for help. I texted my father. I went home. I hid. I thought about myself. Only myself. I let you lie on that street bleeding and scared while I worried about getting in trouble. I'm so ashamed of that. More than anything else. More than the speeding or the reckless driving. The fact that I left you. That I didn't care if you lived or died. That makes me a monster. Tears roll down his face. He doesn't wipe them away. I want you to know that I'm different now. Not because of the punishment. Not because of the jail time or the community service. Because of you. Because I finally saw you. Really saw you. Not as an obstacle or a problem or an insurance claim. As a person. A real person with a family and a job and dreams and struggles. A person who matters. Working at the school, I met your daughter. Sophia. She's in 4th grade. She's smart and kind and funny. She talks about you all the time. How hard you work. How much you sacrifice. How you never miss her school plays even when you're exhausted. She loves you so much. And I almost took that away from her. I almost made her grow up without a mother. I can't imagine carrying that. But you carry it every day. The pain. The trauma. The fear. And you still forgave me. I don't understand that. I don't deserve that. But I'm grateful for it. He looks up from the paper. Looks right at Maria. I can't change what I did. I can't take back that morning. I can't erase your pain. But I promise you this. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be better. Trying to help people instead of hurting them. Trying to make this world a little bit safer. A little bit kinder. I'm going to keep working at the school. I'm going to teach kids about traffic safety. I'm going to volunteer at the hospital where you work. I'm going to do everything I can to honor your forgiveness. To earn it, even though I know I never really can. His voice drops to a whisper. I'm so sorry, Ms. Vasquez. I'm so sorry. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for surviving. Thank you for showing me what grace looks like. I'll never forget it. Or you. He folds the letter. Waits. The courtroom is silent. Maria stands. Walks to him. Diego's heart pounds. What will she do? She opens her arms. Hugs him. Actually hugs him. Diego freezes for a second. Then hugs her back. He sobs. His whole body shakes. 23 years of privilege and pride and selfishness pour out of him. And Maria holds him. Like a mother. Like grace made flesh. I forgive you, she whispers. I really do. Now forgive yourself. And go be the man you're meant to be. They separate. Both are crying. Both are smiling. Judge Caprio watches. His eyes are wet too. He's seen a lot in 30 years. But this is special. Mr. Reyes, the judge says, I'm satisfied with your completion of the sentence. Your probation is officially ended. Your record will show the convictions, but you've served your time. You're free to go. Diego turns. Thank you, Your Honor. For everything. I was so angry at you. I thought you were destroying my life. But you weren't. You were saving it. Judge Caprio nods. That's what justice is supposed to do. It's not about revenge. It's about restoration. About making things right. About giving people a chance to be better. You took that chance, Diego. Not everyone does. I'm proud of you. Thank you, sir. Diego looks back at his father. Vicente is standing, crying, silently, proud, maybe sad too. Sad about the years wasted, the lessons not taught, the values not passed down. But there's hope there too. Hope that it's not too late. Diego walks to him. They embrace. Father and son, both broken, both healing. I'm sorry, Dad, Diego says. I'm sorry too, son. I should have taught you better. Should have made you work for things. Should have shown you what really matters. You can show me now. Vicente nods. I will. Starting today. They leave together. Out of the courtroom. Into the sunlight. Into a new chapter. 6 months later, Providence sees changes. Small ones. But meaningful. The city council passes a new law. Anyone caught in a hit and run will face automatic license suspension and mandatory community service. The law is called Maria's Law. She's there when they sign it. Standing next to Judge Caprio. Smiling. Strong. Healed. Traffic accidents at Broad and Stewart decrease by 63%. Turns out, having a crosswalk guard helps. Having Diego Reyes as that guard helps even more. His story is known. His transformation is visible. Drivers slow down. Pay attention. Think twice. Diego starts a nonprofit. He calls it Second Chance Traffic. It teaches defensive driving to young people. Especially rich young people. People like he used to be. People who think they're invincible. He shows them the video of his accident. Shows them Maria's injuries. Shows them his mugshot from jail. Shows them what arrogance costs. He doesn't take a salary. He works at the school in the mornings. Runs the nonprofit in the afternoons. Volunteers at the hospital on weekends. He lives in a small apartment. Drives a used Honda. Wears regular clothes. He gave away most of his expensive things. Donated his Ferrari to be crushed at a police safety event. Watched it get destroyed. Felt nothing but relief. His relationship with his father is better. Different. Vicente is teaching him the business. But also teaching him responsibility. Humility. Generosity. They volunteer together. Work in soup kitchens. Build houses for Habitat for Humanity. Talk. Really talk. About life. About purpose. About what matters. Maria is thriving. Her medical bills are paid. Her leg is healed. She still limps slightly, but she's back to full-time work. She bought a small house. 2 bedrooms. Nothing fancy. But it's theirs. Her kids have their own rooms. Sophia made the honor roll. Miguel joined the soccer team. They're happy. Safe. Loved. She thinks about Diego sometimes. Prays for him like she promised. She sees him at the school. They wave. Sometimes they talk. About small things. The weather. The kids. How he's doing. It's not a friendship exactly. But it's something. Forgiveness. Peace. Hope. Judge Caprio still sits on the bench. Still listens to cases. Still tries to balance justice and mercy. The Diego Reyes case becomes famous, goes viral. Millions watch the video. Some criticize, say he was too harsh. Others say he wasn't harsh enough. He doesn't care about the opinions. He cares about the result. And the result is good. A young man saved. A victim healed. A community strengthened. He keeps a photo on his desk now. It's from the school. Diego standing with a group of kids. All of them wearing orange safety vests. All of them smiling. All of them safe. That's what justice looks like. The lesson in all of this is simple but profound. Money can't buy character. Privilege doesn't equal worth. And consequences, real consequences, can change lives. Diego Reyes came into that courtroom thinking he was untouchable. Thinking his father's money and connections made him special. Thinking he was above the law. Above basic human decency. He left in handcuffs. Humiliated. Broken. Scared. But he didn't stay broken. He put himself back together. Piece by piece. Day by day. He learned. He grew. He changed. Not everyone does that. Not everyone can. Some people are too far gone. Too entitled. Too selfish. They'll never learn. They'll never change. They'll keep hurting people and making excuses and buying their way out of consequences. But Diego wasn't too far gone. There was something salvageable in him. Something good buried under all that arrogance. Judge Caprio saw it. Maria saw it. And most importantly, Diego finally saw it himself. That's the power of real justice. Not revenge. Not cruelty. But accountability paired with opportunity. Punishment paired with purpose. Consequences paired with compassion. Judge Frank Caprio didn't destroy Diego Reyes that day. He rebuilt him. Forced him to face what he'd done. Forced him to see the people he'd hurt. Forced him to become better. And Diego took that force and turned it into fuel. Fuel for change. Fuel for growth. Fuel for redemption. Maria Vasquez didn't have to forgive him. She had every right to hate him. To want him to suffer. To want revenge. But she chose grace instead. Chose to release her anger. Chose to believe in the possibility of change. That grace changed Diego more than any punishment could have. Because grace is powerful. Grace is transformative. Grace shows us what we can be instead of just reminding us of what we were. So what's the takeaway from all of this? What's the lesson? Simple. Your choices matter. Your actions have consequences. How you treat people matters. How you respond when you mess up matters. You can't buy your way out of everything. You can't threaten your way out of everything. You can't charm your way out of everything. Eventually, you have to face yourself. Face what you've done. Face who you really are. And when that moment comes, you have a choice. You can stay who you are. Stay arrogant. Stay selfish. Stay unchanged. Or you can grow. You can learn. You can become better. Diego chose to become better. It wasn't easy. It wasn't comfortable. It hurt. But it was worth it. Because now he has something money can never buy. Purpose. Meaning. Peace. Money can buy many things. Cars. Clothes. Watches. Mansions. Lawyers. Sometimes even people. But money cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is blind. Justice is equal. Justice is fair. And when you threaten justice, when you mock it, when you think you're above it, justice will humble you. Justice will teach you. Justice will change you. One way or another.